Welcome everyone to another weekly recap on EURUSD. I've been out for a while, or should I say I've been in school for a while, so I wasn't able to do any video, and for that I am sorry. Well, we'll kick off from here. Now, there are certain trades that I took on this week, or should I say within this week, yeah? And some people have been asking me how, why have I been taking it straight? Now, in order to answer those questions, there's something that I want to talk about, and this video is going to be a bit lengthy because of that particular thing I want to talk about. Now, the thing I intend on talking about is what we call draw on liquidity, which is in short DOL. Whenever you see things like DOL, it just simply means draw on liquidity, right? Now, when we are talking about this draw on liquidity, when we're talking about draw on liquidity, what we can simply put it in the aspect of, let's say, wow, we can put it in the aspect of the fact that every candle has a liquidity above it. Yes, we understand structure, we understand everything, patterns, and all of that, but what I'm talking about is liquidity. Every candle has it. Let me put up a candle here so you understand what I'm saying. Like now, let's imagine this is a candle, right? Let's say this is a candle. Let's say this is a candle. Now, when you look at something like this, what exactly enters your mind? What enters your mind is the fact that we have a bearish candle here. Now, if once you see a bearish candle, what does it tell you? It tells you that we have what liquidity at this time, at this low, and at what this high. Now, when you see a low high, it obviously means that there is liquidity somewhere for it to attract. And inside that liquidity is where we have our primary draw on liquidity and our secondary draw on liquidity. The secondary draw on liquidity is the opposite side of the candle. Understand, this is a bearish candle. So obviously we're looking at what? We're looking at price to give us something like, give us something open here, retrace inside a bit, give us mitigate a BOI, then what? Drop back. This is our primary one. This is our primary DOL. Now this is the secondary. The secondary is just simply, I don't know about others, but for me, I basically use the secondary in the aspect that if price opens up from here and then does what? Closes above this or just touches it, whether it closes or it does not close, but it touches it, even if it returns inside, it has any been what? It has been nullified, it has been cancelled. It has been nullified and what? Cancelled. I hope with this you understand what I'm talking about with the draw on liquidity and all of that one, right? Now let's dive back into the chart here. Now, as you can see, this is our weekly time frame on EURUSD. I went to the weekly to understand exactly where I should be looking at the major moves coming in, right? Now, the major move coming in for this previous week that passed right now were the buys. Now, I'm going to explain all the setups I took. Majorly on EURUSD, there I only took like two trades here, one loss, one win, just majorly sharp. Now, this is our previous week DOL, right? Which is the week before this one that just passed. Now, this is our previous week DOL, which is telling me that what? This is the secondary. I hope you're following me. I hope you understand. This is the secondary. This here is the primary. This is the secondary. Now, when we are working with this, we only want price to open from here, mitigate some sort of POI, then give us what? Take out this targeted liquidity. Once it has taken out the targeted liquidity, we have nothing concerning here to do again. We are going to relax until the candle closes in whatever way it wants, to close, right? Majorly, that's just what we're going to do. Wait for whatever way it decides to close. Now, let's go into it. We've seen our primary draw on liquidity, so which is meaning as long as price is inside here, we can look for what? We can look for any POI. As long as price is inside here, rather, with inside this range, we can look for what? Targeting any POI that gives up, or should I say any demand that you can use to what, to take out for this primary targeted liquidity, or should I say drawn liquidity. Now another thing you need to take note of is the break of structure that occurred here. Now this break of structure that occurred here, the reason why it is here is simply put to us that whenever there's a break of structure, it means that what, there's a valid POI on the 1 hour time frame, 2 hours time frame, it could be on the 30 minutes time frame, it could be on any time frame. It depends on you. But once you've seen this, it means that what, there's a POI that is available and waiting for us to make use of. Basically, that's just what I did. Now, after here, I went down to the daily time frame, right? I went down to the daily time frame, and this was where I got the setup. Now, if you look at this candle, this was what, on Friday, right? This was on Friday's candle that closed here. So obviously, I told you about the break of structure. Now, once there's a break of structure, certain things like that, then you know what you do next. The next thing you do is you go down to a lower time frame to look for what, for POIs that correspond with it. And when I went down to the lower time frame, which is like the 1 hour time frame, I saw this. I saw my change in state of delivery here, and then I saw some sort of what they call it, a shakeout or something. I just saw this as well. Majorly, I just saw this. So in conclusion, I just took it that here was my POI. I just basically from the 1 hour time frame, I just basically marked it up like this. After marking it up like this, I took it from here, placing my stop loss just few pips below here in case of spreads and all of that. Then placing my target here. A very simple 4 hour. I think it was 5 when I traded it or so. I don't know. It should be around there. Now you can see how the weekly trade just played out. Now this is a weekly. Now the instant the target has been reached, what do I do? You let it be. You wait until the week has closed for another week to come in before we find our new target, right? Which is basically what I'm inclined to say is that now, what I'm trying to say now is that you can see that price has taken out for the high and closed inside. Now, with candle closing inside, obviously I can take where to be as my liquidity. I can take the secondary liquidity as well as my next target. The reason why I'm taking it as my next target is for the fact that here has been taken out and the change in state of delivery has given me what, bears in power, and we have a secondary term liquidity here. But the major primary draw on liquidity is here, not this one. Is this? I hope you guys can see it though. Let me make it a bit deeper. The major primary liquidity is this, and not this one. This one is just the secondary liquidity. So now, what would be likely to expecting for this new week that is coming, or the third week or last week of December? I don't even know which week this is. We'll be expecting price to pull up a bit, and then come once it takes care of, we know that what, the weekly draw on liquidity has been tampered or has been used or so. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, aside this, I've explained how I got the weekly trade, right? Now I'm going to explain the daily trade that I took, which is I'll go down to the 1 day time frame or the daily time frame. Now take a look at what is here. You can understand what I just did. The same thing I practically did on previous on weekly time frame, the same thing I'm doing on daily time frame. Whereby I am still going to mark up where here as what, my primary draw on liquidity. Also here as my what, primary draw on liquidity again. Now you can see that after price took out on Monday high, which is on Tuesday, right? On Tuesday, price took out the high, then dropped down. Which is on Tuesday, let me put it like this. Let me take this off. Let me take it up here. Let's say this is a Monday after the weekly time frame trade, right? This is how on Monday closed. It closed with what, a break of structure again, which is meaning we have a POI that is unmitigated and we can use it. Now the simple thing I did was I just went down to the 1 hour time frame. Going down to the 1 hour time frame where I was looking for as my POI to enter the trade or something here, because I had the inducements from here and all of that. So I was waiting for price to retrace back here, then taking it high. But to for price to do whatever it wanted. It targeted what the liquidity, and after price has taken out this liquidity, what did I do? I cancelled the order because it literally doesn't make sense when your target has been reached and you are still trying to take or play the trade there. Now, after price has taken that out, we waited until Tuesday close, and Tuesday closed like this. Now, after Tuesday close, I obviously will be expecting price to retrace inside and then give us what? A very clean fall. You understand what I mean? A very clean fall. And that is what on Wednesday did. Wednesday, there wasn't any literal entry for anything because price came after the target first. You can see that price came after the target here, right? Which is by 5 a.m. price has already reached the target, which is here. Price has already reached its target. Now, aside from that, we went back down to the 1 week, sorry, the daily time frame to find our next target. And then you take note of this. Price took out the secondary liquidity. Yeah. Now, after price took out this liquidity, right? After price took out this liquidity, what was the next thing price did? It closed as what? An inside bar candle. Now, the inside it closed as an inside bar candle, that's what made me target where? Yeah, this low, and not, and sorry, and not this low rather. It was this one because the secondary liquidity has already been taken and it closed as an inside bar. That's the reason why I targeted here. Now, targeting there on Thursday, sorry, on Friday, I just went down to the 1 hour time frame yet again to look for a proper entry, and I waited for confirmation on change in delivery and all of that. And that's why I saw this very fantastic change in delivery and all of that. Then also just went down to 30 minutes time frame. When I went down to 30 minutes time frame, I just marked it up like this, and then voila, taking the trade from here as my entry, placing the stop up here a bit, something like that. And then my target was here. Initially, it was like a 4 hour thereabout trade, but yet I was stopped out before price moved in my favor and all of that. So yeah, this is just the major two things that happened this week, and very excellent week if I was to say. But in all, we look for that for more. Now, aside from Euro USD, there are other pairs that I added. Like now, I added US 30 into my setup, into my pairs. I also added GPJPY because of a swing buy that I caught as well. But we look at the year, we look at the good things that are coming this year. Also, we have GP USD here again. This one is a trade that's been played out over from the weekend. I'm going to drop a little bit tip on why I took this trade and all of that. Let's first go down to daily time frame. Now, if you look at daily time frame, I told you that even if we understand the candles behavior, there are still structures on the daily time frame. Now, the structure was that price has given us what? A break of structure here. This is where we validated the break of structure. Now, here is inducement. These are all inducements from here. Is inducement. This also was just a fake break of structure, which is an invalid break of structure, right? Sorry there. I don't know why the mouse kind of like flopped since batteries up there. All right, so saying continuing. This is just an invalid break of structure here. Hence the reason why price mitigated this demand. And then after mitigating the demand, I did not enter at once. What did I do? I waited for clarity. The clarity was what? The change in what? In state of delivery that happened here. Now after the change in state of delivery, another thing that came up again, after the change in state of delivery, I immediately placed the order. After placing the order, we have what? A kind of like fake out here to just draw people in as FOMO and the rest, then comes back, tap into the order, and now is running 1 hour plus. Either way, we wait for the new week to open and then we'll see what happens. So with more tips and everything, there are going to be more tips since I'm home now. There are going to be more tips on my Telegram channel and all of them. Do well to join, do well to enjoy. Kudos guys, we'll see you on the next one.